happening. I'll be right back. Make sure y'all vote. Make sure y'all vote. Good evening, fellas. Good evening. I want to know why my poll does not allow me to vote in my own poll. I think I should get a vote. Mm-hmm.
So today we're going to see how many cards.
Yeah, I voted now. Man, votes are spread out. I'm gonna have to make this like a Georgia county voting poll place and lose half y'all votes. 6 votes so far. Y'all know what I voted for. Hope everybody's doing well. Don't know what the temperature is around y'all. We were 28 degrees yesterday morning. We're at 64 now. My trusty Weather XM, since that's the only thing that works out of my weather stations, crypto weather stations. And like I said, this bear market, bear run, bear cycle, crypto winter is brought to you by Bywater Bourbon. As you can see, it's already been kind of a rough start to the bear market. B13SR says, either way, I'm only stacking Bitcoin. And how do I put this? Sometimes I don't do as I say, not as I do. That was my favorite words when I was a supervisor for years. Do as I say, not as I do. I'm gonna tell y'all what the proper thing to do is. Do not follow my lead. I'm gonna tell you what to follow. Me, I'm more about right now trying to. I know this is you're not supposed to be playing this catch-up game. This is again, it's like I shouldn't even be telling y'all this, but again, this is not financial advice. This is just me telling y'all what I'm doing. I just feel that my average cost buy-in on certain tokens, whether it's Cardano, Atom, Vet, and even Peak. Look, there's a part of me that wants to just dump my Peak. But when I look at my trusty crypto.com app and it wants to lovingly remind me on how much I have put into peak. What I was showing y'all too embarrassingly, I have put in close to pretty much 4 figures. The first number being 1. Don't get too crazy. But 4 figures into peak. And right now that peak is worth less than $100. That's how much I've lost. So you see why I'm trying to still bring my average cost down to peak. I think Mass Chain's gonna just make peak blow up. I'm so pissed off with that news. I don't know if y'all could tell in my video that I released this morning. Like, WTF are y'all thinking? Well, Peak's gonna do this and this and this. Really, they're telling y'all that because Peak has not been proven yet because they no projects on it. They can promise you the sky and that there's no way they'll ever get bogged down and they can do all this crap. Nobody's using them, so you can't prove them otherwise. What I was told by Little Birdie is, as far as the way this works, and I'm not saying this happened with Mass Chain, but how this works is these new, smaller blockchains, especially ones that are trying to get that first real big project off, because I don't consider Silencio on Peak a real big project because Silencio is basically giving rewards out in USDC now, which I think is peculiar. But I talked about that in my video this morning. So I think Peak really needs a big project to kind of kick it off. So what normally happens with some of these newer blockchains is they will give these guys bonuses, tokens, all kinds of incentives to make it pretty much financially smart to take the risk to go at peak or with whatever blockchain we might be talking about in this example. So, you know, see, I got 8 votes. So I got 4 votes for DCAing more. In all honesty, that's probably where I'm leaning. 2 people selling it all. The problem is it's so low now, you're selling it way at a loss. But hey, sometimes people leave. Like I already got my dues coming up for next hunting season, and I've already told them like I'm staying in, but I'm gonna be late. You know, we're got $2,000 in dues, and I'm like, I got way too much other stuff to pay off in real life. Still got to do taxes. Still got to do all kinds of stuff. My daughter comes home, her headlight's not working on her car. $1,000 headlight on a Toyota Camry because it don't stop. Y'all think I keep telling y'all these sob stories, and people make my little troll makes fun of me that Grumpy says he's poor. This is the shit that happens every day in my life. Every day I come home, there's something new. Dad, my headlight don't work in my car. It keeps giving me this error. And sure enough, I go drive the vehicle down the street and the light turns off, and the light turns on, the light turns off, the light turns on. And you look at it real close and it's got moisture in it. Somehow it's got a rock or something that hit it. It's got moisture in it. And a replacement headlight, even from the no-name companies, on it is like $900. And I'm like, I can't catch a freaking break. Can't catch a break. I would love to be DCAing right now into a lot of these tokens. I'd love to be stacking vet at 0.008 where my average cost is higher. You know, love to be stacking Cardano. You know, we had another dip today. I was trying to watch lives and trying to watch some videos, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And I'll be honest with y'all. You watch 3 different YouTubers, they're blaming it on 3 different things on what the hell's going on right now. You know, this is the 15-minute chart. And one thing you can notice is it's basically doing this. Jesus, look at that. Um, Tell you what, you know what's funny? This is like when I like to pretend like I'm smart and like I know what the shit I'm doing with this TA crap. This I think this is hilarious because like someone like me who knows nothing about TA, even though I have been watching TA videos since like 2015 when I got in crypto. And I'm gonna sit and pretend like I know what the hell I'm talking about. I keep telling y'all, it's just hilarious how sometimes these lines just form by themselves. And you look at this. I mean, how long I drew this line like this, and I said, you're gonna have to watch it. Look, it even bounces off this line a couple times. I said, if it breaks hard, it's gonna break hard. And what do you see on January 29th? And again, I didn't just draw this line here. I drew this line like back here somewhere, further back. I don't remember. It's crazy. It's just crazy how this just falls. Then you got this line here. Oh, I need a drink. Hold on. Isn't it like this time? Like again, I tell y'all, do not follow me for TA. I have no idea. I don't know how to look at all the waves and all the different things you can add to this and what money flows are doing and what all this crap. I don't even know how to set up my trading view for it. I watch all those videos. I understand what they're saying. I understand the money flows. I understand the waves and all this stuff and where they got, buying pressure at and selling pressure. I understand all that, but I don't know how to set it up myself and me to strictly look at it. I think this is just crazy. And it seems to be more people losing their mess over this. Ethereum. Vet was back down again. You see my alarm went off. I have my alarm set at a little under 8 cents somewhere. But I didn't get a chance to buy because this was just kind of a flash wick down. But still at 0.008. I would have never thought this. It's always been really above a penny, so that's why I don't mind accumulating when it's this low. My only bitch is this. Right now, it's at 0.0086, and I don't care which one of these. Like this says in the corner, Binance on the top. I can go to 3 different ones, 4 different ones, KuCoin, a bunch of different ones. They're all going to be this price. However, when you sit here and you go to crypto.com where I buy my vet from, 0.0088. It's always higher. Always higher. And then me, I try to move it off of the exchanges and put it in my wallet. Where, if I was going to sell on crypto.com, then you don't care because you're going to be selling at a slightly higher price. But it doesn't always seem to work out like that. So that's vet. Somebody brought up Cardano earlier. Cardano was down to 27 cents earlier, which is some of the lowest it's been, even the last couple of days when it really dropped. Oh, what was this? This is our chart. So this is January 31st. And like I told y'all in the video earlier, this is some of the lowest prices we've seen since the last bull market. I mean bear market, bear whatever. It was 23 cents. We have 29 cents right now. Like, is this really all we had for a bear market? I mean, bull market, bull run. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Maybe we slept on it. Maybe we slept on it. When you look at what the price was from the lowest point of the bear market back in October of 23 to the high in December of 24, that was a 450% increase. Was that the bull run? Was that alt season? I told you on the video, some people in this live owe Tech Hustler a huge apology because they attacked the living hell out of him because he sat here and said, alt season, we missed it. It's over with already. Adam's $1.84. It was at 10.04. Hell, even during the bear market, it was at 8. and $6. Now, Adam, from what I understand, Adam has actually accumulated more tokens, so their token supply slightly went up too. Peak helium, 91 cents. Where's 619 at? 619's here. This is crazy. I mean, do we really see H&T having the gasoline left to ever recover from this? You know, they recovered some when this project was still somewhat alive and some of us still had faith in it. You know, going from that last, $1.32 in the last bull run. I mean, the last bear market, $1.12. So, you well below where you were in the last bear market. So getting that, I'm going back to what was it B13? Is that who said it earlier? Yeah, B13 said earlier. And that's where I'm kind of at right now, is I am torn right now because the last bear market, I played this game of, I'm not buying Bitcoin. If Bitcoin has to double or triple, has to get to $100-something just for me to make a little bit of money, I'm just going to keep stacking alts and keep stacking alts and keep stacking alts, because we know what those last bull runs were and those last all-time highs. And I even made a table, and I've showed y'all that before, showing this was the all-time high. This is where it's at now during the last bear market. And, this token's down 90-something%. This token's down 90-something%. This token's down 90%. So I just kept stacking those couple of tokens. And they got me shit. So I don't know. I'm curious to know, is or some of y'all, are y'all just done with the whole layer 3 DPIN meta gaming cryptosodic things and just gonna say, hey, I'm stacking stats, I'm stacking Bitcoin, and that's it. I'm not doing no more. Whatever projects I'm in. And listen, I'm not gonna sit and lie to y'all. I'm very close to that point right now. If there's a new project coming out that's kind of intriguing to me, Mass Chain, because I live on the water, I do stuff on the water. Mass Chain, 4D Sky got sent to me. I'm into that one. Of course, y'all know I'm 100% on Wingbits, still 100% on board on Wingbits. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm giving up on DPIN, because I'm still 200% a Wingbits fanboy. But, I have some people still PMing me, DMing me, whatever you want to call it, IMing me, for you old folks, about new projects and look, did you see this new project? And I'm like, hey, look, call me spoiled, call me greedy, call me an a-hole, call me grumpy. But this right here. And y'all have to excuse my French, and if y'all got kids in the room, you might want to go hide them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is bullshit. We out here busting our asses, like, left and right. And here we are ranking the top 5 tokens are supposed to be good because they're the top 5 because they're above 7 cents. 7 cents. I haven't touched my helium in 2 weeks. I still got about 10 or 12 miners going. And I haven't touched my helium, and it's been at least 2 weeks. I'm going to say 2 weeks, maybe a week, whatever. So I reaccumulated them today in the app. I got like 0.98 or something. I didn't even have $1 worth. The same project that gave me $5,000 in 17 days can't give me $1 in 14 days. So, this is a joke. This is a joke. Grass. I told you how I feel about grass. I think grass is trying to stall as long as they can, because they know when people get these rewards, these people are going to be like, deuces, peace out, I'm out. I don't care if this thing runs in the background or not. Oh, run the background. What you gonna do? You gonna give up your data for free? No, I ain't gonna do that either. Because all these computers that I had online, I just can't keep online no more. Y'all ain't getting over on me. But you know, I'm not gonna push that a-hole button just yet. I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt. But y'all know Grumpy's rule number one. I told you so. And I just think Grass is boasting how they got 2.6 million people now. I want to see these rewards split between 2.6 million people at 21 cents a piece. Anybody disagree with that? Odin, listen, I ain't gonna argue with you, brother. You're a great supporter, and I understand where you're coming from. But you can yield all you want. If you're yielding stuff for 6 months and it's worth a penny, what do you have in 6 months? $1.80? It matters the potential of the project. If there's a project that we can see that has potential, I can understand that yield where you're coming from with the monetary value. But if you think you have that in demo that doesn't even update us anymore on anything, Silencio that's completely dumped the whole Silencio side of the project, meaning the whole noise pollution side that was giving you the Silencio tokens after that stupid, goofy raffle ticket thing that has been a complete abysmal trash heap. So what Silencio do? They fork, basically. I call it forking. And now they're doing voice AI, which I'm all supportive because they're actually paying you $10 USDT for doing like an hour's worth of work online. That's more than what we're getting per day in all these projects times 3. So I can't knock the voice AI side of Silencio, but again, to me, it's like 2 different projects. Entropy. Was a huge fan of Entropy. Did anybody see that coming back to where we were before? Chirp. I'm very worried about Chirp. To me, Chirp was supposed to be the next improved Helium. To me, they're falling right by Helium. You look at what we were making with Chirp. Chirp we were making $3 and $4 a day with Chirp at one point. You were at 67 cents. Do we see this really recovering? I mean, and look, by recovering, could it go back to $1? I mean, I'm sorry, $1 a day making. We're at 0.009. No, let's go back. So you were at 6x with Chirp making, this is a year ago. I'm sorry. This is a year ago. You can't see it down here, but it says February 3rd. So this is from my chart that I did on my video, February 3rd. Here you go. $13 a day. A year ago. We were in all season. Listen, y'all can joke about it and y'all can say what y'all want, and I can joke about it, but Tech Hustler was right. We just didn't realize it. Again, we went through another freaking bull market and didn't realize it. Chirp, $13 a day is what we were making. GeoNet, $8 a day. Entropy, $5 a day. WeatherXM, almost $1 a day. Hell, even Helium was $4. I would love to see How many of y'all still in Helium would love to see $3.50 Helium again? Oh, I'd love it. I'd be like that guy at the casino. I'm out. All them coins I keep telling y'all about that I got right now, 1,000 Helium tokens or whatever it is I got. I'm out. Deal me out, boss. I'm out. At $3.50. Because I don't think we'll ever see it again. I don't think even it's a bull run. That project's effed. I ain't gonna curse that much. Effed. And look, I haven't even opened up this yet. This bear market crisis is brought to you by Water Bourbon. And I'm not even sponsored by them. Let me tell you what I got. Let me tell y'all what I got for when it gets really bad in about 15 minutes. Only break in case of emergencies. Tell me this don't look absolutely delicious. Oh, I got it upside down. I can't tell you how great this freaking smells. I can't even be mad. Look at the icing on top of this thing. See all that white? Like smell through the bag. And of course, we're from Louisiana, so the knife's in the box for easy opening. My wife looked like at me like a fool. She sees me coming in here for my live. And I got a bottle of bourbon and a key cake. I'm like, everything's gonna be great, baby. Don't worry about it. Woo! I'm telling you, somebody bring up grass, and y'all gonna see me. You're gonna see me going. My blood pressure. I gotta go back to the doctor and tell him I need to do blood pressure pills. Look at these charts. You can't tell me. I mean, you want to keep going back? Just gonna see when I started putting entropy. Look at this, dude. Look at this. October 7th. Look how we're making it with entropy during each day. Oh, I'm gonna hit this bottle so hard. $61 a day. GeoNet, $5 a day. Let's keep going. $56 a day. Where's Chirp at? Well, Chirp was down here because Chirp didn't start. Look at entropy's $24 a day. So, I mean, that went on for weeks. So that must have been right when Chirp started. $20 a day, $13 a day, $13 a day, $12 a day, $12 a day. And even on these like $12 a day, GeoNet $8. So did we miss it? Is it just that we just thought this was gonna keep going? Is it that we're really not in this we're not starting this bear cycle yet because bear market? This is just manipulation, like everybody says. Some people say it's Trump's fault. Some people say it's Iran's fault. Some people say it's Venezuela's fault. I watched somebody earlier saying like you're not seeing the dollar going, up or down a certain way. So it means it's not a crypto bear market yet. You don't see this money coming out. Like I do agree with George yesterday. And I told you all this in my video this morning. Gold's going down, crashed hard. Silver. See precious metals, copper. Your stocks are going down. In other words, people are selling. Where the hell's that money going? Are they just selling it and keeping it in dollars? Because he brought that up. He brought that normally you see this shift where some guys sell and go stocks and then put it into gold back into stocks, into crypto. Like you're not seeing any of them have this gigantic influx of money. So where the hell's it going? Oh, listen, Odin. I 10,000% agree with you. I tell everybody that you don't catch the falling knife if you have not sold. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just Grumpy and apparently Odin's advice also. But again, not financial advice. This is just me stating again what Grumpy's doing. It's too late to sell. It kills me because I've said in many videos, I'm not going to sit here and watch my Exodus wallet go down 90% again like I did in the last bear market. Well, guess what? I don't have to worry about watching it go up 90% because it never went freaking back up. For a little while, it teased some kind of numbers that went up. A lot of it in my wallet is Solana because I accumulated a good amount of Solana at $12 and $13. So when that went to $300, my wallet, the Nexus, looked really good. But even that's come down. It was under $100 last week. You know, I don't know. How's our poll doing? If you haven't voted in the poll, make sure you go vote in the poll. Make sure you hit the like button while you're there too. We have 10 votes. 5 said you're stacking more of it. I don't even know how to split this up. 5. So yeah, 2 people say selling it all. 2 people saying drinking Bywater bourbon, screw it. And 1 person said they're joining more projects. Oh man. Jay Styles says always be selling. Hey, listen. You know, I've sat here and said that I don't agree with the people who sell their tokens right away from projects. But other than grass 14 months ago, name a project that you would have got burned if you didn't sell early. Because I try to do the right thing and hold all my tokens. And look where I'm at now. Now, again, I told y'all back in middle of January, whatever it was, I can't remember. I went and sold a good amount of Silencio. I went and sold almost all my demo. It was 2 or 3 other ones. Maybe some Weather XM. I can't remember. A little bit of GeoNet. And I played that game where I had $1,000 in USDC, and when Solana was 133 or something like that, 134, I was buying Solana. So I bought 7, almost 8. It was like 7.5 Solanas, and then when it got to like 145, I was selling. So you know I was making $70, $80 a clip because he had 7. You know, token went up $10. I had 7.5 tokens, so that should have been $75. I thought I was slick shit because after 2 or 3 times of doing that, I mean, it was doing it perfectly. So what do you do when it hits the 133 again? You buy them all again. Look where I'm at now. Now, I actually went meet one of my buddies in Slidell yesterday, who he was unfortunate enough that when we finally convinced him to get in crypto years back, it was in the height of the bull market, even though we had been telling him well before that to get into it. So he's down big. And I'm trying to convince him not to jump off the building. Poor dude just can't seem to just even come close to breaking even. And look, all he's got is the safe tokens. You know, he's got the Solanas, the Cardanos, the Ethereums, Bitcoin. Couple of stupid little gaming ones that I told him not to buy, but he went and listened to some TikToker. But you have to just be patient. They're gonna come back up as long as he don't sell. And he ain't selling, but I mean he's down like 30 and 40 grand. You can't sell. It's crazy. You know, we kept hearing about. Look, and I can sit and pretend like I didn't say it, just you know, because I regurgitated it just from the other YouTubers I follow, George and Tyler and these couple of these other ones, Wendy O and all these other ones, and basically saying this was supposed to be the year of Bitcoin in crypto. You finally had regulation clarity coming through. You had positive job growth. You had lower interest rates coming through. Where's it all at? You know, there were people who voted a certain way in this presidential election thinking he was going to really improve crypto. Now, not that I'm trying to even get political at all, but we have to be honest here. He was still probably more positive than the opponent would have been, because the route we were going with that regime, we probably would have had all crypto banned and a central electronic token belonging to the United States of America or something crap like that, and banned and everything else. And every exchange would have been banned, and the way we were headed with that one. But I know a lot of people have regret right now. I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. Basically, I agree with y'all. Like, I'm just cruising along. Payday comes. I can afford about $7 worth of crypto. Hopefully, Wingbits goes TGE soon at some point. But again, roll into that subject. What do y'all feel about that? Do y'all agree with me that if Wingbits goes TGE tomorrow and all this crypto is still doing this downward slide, when Wingbits goes down in value, are y'all going to hold the right people accountable? Are y'all going to hold crypto and Bitcoin accountable because this whole market's going down? The manipulation or whatever's causing it. Not really Wingbits, but I know that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is people are going to start getting their rewards from Wingbits. The value is going to drop like some of these other projects, and people are going to think, "Oh, I knew this was happening." Wingbits, Wingbits is rug pulling. Wingbits is this. Wingbits is that, and it's not. It's the crypto market. We got to be ready for that. What's up, Cloud? What's happening? Odin said, "Look what happened to Nubla. They will be used as liquidity to keep Bitcoin up." Let me tell you, I think what happened with Nubla is way deeper than that. If you don't think that was some type of manipulation by that project, please, you got to look deeper. That token took a swan dive off of a cliff, and since they went TGE, that team has been mum's the word. They're getting slammed by even like Helium Diploid, Moken, whatever you want to call them, in their lives. And these are the people who are trying to sell the devices. X, they have their AI posts going on every day with X, and people are finally starting to stand up to it, like me and a couple other people, replying to those X's every day saying, "Y'all rug pulled people. Why are y'all so silent on this?" You go to their Discord, there is no contact at all from the team. You have one guy who's the Discord admin who's making up things about, not making up, but making posts about Vet and VE Better changing their API, and that's why they couldn't give better tokens or whatever that is. And that's it. Nothing to address all this rug pull and these other accusations with this project. It's been 2 months. Has it been like 2 months, a little over 2 months since you've had any word? Because I think that was November, right? That all this started in December. And Nubla has been mum. How are they not addressing any of this? We talked about, I talked about my video this morning, but last week on live, we went to the Nubla website and you can't find anything about the team anymore. And before, you could find a team because I went over the team in a Nubla video. They've erased that. Now, don't be wrong. I know y'all can use those way back programs to go back to websites and stuff like that. So it ain't like they're gonna be hard to find. But still, my point is, why? Why take it off? I don't know. It's Nubla's a bad subject for me just because I talked about it on my videos and I feel bad because some of y'all follow me in it. Hey, I will say this again, just because in case somebody's watching this that isn't watching this before, I lost money in Nubla also. I bought a node out of my own funds. So listen, y'all might have bought a node out of money. Grumpy did too. That's almost one reason why, I guess I didn't say I predicted this, but because I got a free weather station and I knew that some of y'all were buying the nodes and some of y'all were buying the real expensive nodes, I kind of felt obligated. Said, let me jump in this also in case something happens. But I didn't think anything was going to happen. I mean, you listen to all the hype. Let me catch up with some of y'all's thing. Oh, just selling that. All people betting on higher prices that got liquidated. Listen, Odin, you are 200% correct, because one of the videos I watched, again, I tried to actually watch some videos today. I was working on something at work. So, you know, that's the good thing about having 3 monitors. I can put headphones on and watch these videos. Is one thing that one guy, and I forget who it was, because I'd like to give him credit. He showed us those charts about how these people are so worried about making up this money. It's one thing about realizing you might have a gambling habit. When you start really over betting to try to regain what you've lost, that's when it's time to take a break and say, I need to take a deep breath. Because you have people who, as soon as I gotta go find who this guy was, because I feel like I need to give him credit, because he did say this, but basically, you know, he said people, as soon as they start seeing some type of green candle on whatever type of candles they want to use, you know, whether it's an hour, whether it's 4 hours, whether it's whatever, as soon as they start seeing the green candle, they want to sit here and, here he is right here. And I really just started listening to him, Trader's Reality, but he nailed it. And he showed somewhere in here, you know, he's going through a lot of these charts, but he's going in here and he's showing how certain people are just waiting for this green wick to come, and as soon as they see this green wick, they just dumping this money with stupid leverage, and they're getting liquidated like that. No stop losses, no taking gains. And I don't understand that. Listen, I don't do a lot of, you know, I don't know if people are just trading so fast and putting so many orders in that they just either too lazy or don't have the time to put stop orders in. Maybe it's not as simple as that, because to me, after all these years and sitting here lecturing about the same thing, you would think people would put stop, or some people just don't want to take that loss, because if the stop order triggers, they're taking a loss. Because there are times where if they would have put a stop order here, that candle might go lower than that, but then eventually come back up. Maybe they're hoping it comes back up. I don't know. But Odin's right. This guy said the same thing. A lot of this is also being caused by people getting liquidated on longs. And what's going to happen is you have a lot of talk right now. I'm seeing a lot of talk on Twitter, X Twitter, crypto Twitter, whatever we call it this week, and on YouTube, where people are saying, if we hit this 70-something thousand mark, we're going to 58,000 next. And I can guarantee you what's going to happen. You're going to have people try to open up shorts with leverage, because y'all think that I joke around with this crap. But here you got Grumpy's rules. Grumpy's rule number 12. Just when you think crypto will zig, it's going to zag. Look what happened to me. Look what happened to me with buying. Just when I think that Solana is going to be doing a certain cycle, and I buy it at $133, and then it goes to $99. You're going to have people who are listening to this, because, you know, that's what they said at one time. They said when it gets to 80-something thousand, it's either going to bounce up or it's going down to 70-something. And you have people thinking it was going to bounce up. Thought they had it figured out, because everybody kept saying, because I heard these YouTubers say, we were at 120,000. We're never going to fall below 70, 80 again, or 90 again. I saw somebody say a while back, we never fall under 100 again. You don't see them making videos, right? It's funny how there's certain YouTubers who you only see making videos when everything's good. When the shit goes south, because somebody asked me last night, when's the last time you saw a video from a certain person who has an ego this freaking big, who does a video with a gun in his hand and a Lambo in the background? You ain't seen one from him lately, have you? All these goofy micro cap coins. And look, I like the dude. I think he's entertaining. But Grumpy can sit here and give you 20 micro cap tokens that are going to go up, and I'll just need one of them. And then next week when I do a video, I'm going to say, I gave y'all XYZ token, and look what it did. That's what he did. And then the other, because I have a buddy of mine who follows that dude religiously. He's a member of his group, pays monthly dues or whatever the hell it is, and says, "Oh, this person gave us this one. This person gave us this token. This person gave us this one." I'm like, "You're right." And one of them's gonna go up, and he's gonna sit there and say and do a video. I told y'all to get this no-name micro token because of this, this, and this gaming thing. It's gonna do this. But the other 9 he gave you didn't do squat. It went down, but he ain't gonna mention that. And right now, he did one video in the last like 2-3 days about some cartoon or something, meme thing or something, and he did a video in 2 months before that. When you think you got crypto figured out, and that's what I'm worried about, is all these people right now telling everybody crypto's going down to 58,000, Bitcoin's going down to 58,000, Bitcoin's going down to 58,000. So all these people are going to sit here and open up these shorts with 100x leverage. And you know what's going to happen? The CEX is going to come in. CEX is going to get some crypto, which is going to make that candle go up, and it's going to wipe out millions and millions of dollars of shorts. Watch it. Odin, tell me if I'm wrong or not. Odin says the project's not even fully released yet. To me, they're just victims of very bad timing. Then you know what, Odin, again, brother, you and me see eye to eye on a lot of things. I'm not 100% disagreeing with you. I'm disagreeing with you. If that's the case, come out and talk to us. Do an AMA. Tell us what you're doing to offset this. Come on Discord. Type a freaking sentence on Discord. Type a sentence on X. Don't send the AI bot every single day on Nubla to do stupid X reports about weather. Weather is good. Clouds are fluffy. Rainbows are pretty. That's what they're putting on X. So it looks like they got engagement every day because you have the 5 or 6 bots that come after and say, "This is a great project. Clouds are fluffy. I'm so glad to be part of this project." I'm like, really? FFS for Frock Safe sakes. Get the fuck out. Y'all want to know why RAM's so expensive? We build some computers and some workstations at work, and RAM right now is absolutely stupid. Somebody's going to hell for this. Ice is going door to door in Roblox. Come on, man. Hey, at least Mash Chain's working. You actually have a non-weather type of X post here. Shut the front door. This is the same thing they came out with in Discord. VE Chain's API thing. So, but then everything else is just AI type bullshit. You got people whose nodes aren't rewarding, people who can't even, like, right now when I go on there, I see my node, but I can't do anything with it. It shows me a 1 for my node that I have one. My weather device, even though I can go on right now and show y'all that it's online. Where the hell my phone's at? It does not show up on my dashboard anymore. I'm on the correct dashboard because my node's there. Some of my VE airdrop tokens are there, but my node's not. So my daily rewards is gone. Like, it. Just go to the Discord. It ain't just me complaining. I'll not play with leverage. Whales. Oh, let me tell you. I'll tell you the story. If y'all have heard the story, bear with me. I'm sorry, but when I was home for my third or fourth bout of COVID, I was stuck at home for over 7 days, 10 days, whatever it was back then when you had to take that much time off. I started day trading. Sitting here on my big old TV in the living room, after Price is Right was over with and stuff like that. And I got TV trays set up with computer monitors and computers. And I'm playing with day trading. And I did the first one, learning how to use leverage, watching YouTube videos, watching certain Discord channels on what to go look for. We saw this, we got this sign flashed at us, and this signal flashed, doing 5% leverage, 5% leverage, 5%. And I was winning. And then I was getting out. Winning, getting out. Even the worst I did was kind of break even. Winning, getting out, winning, getting out. Got cocky. That's all it took. Went in there. Lunar Classic was just going and going and going. And you threw that money in there. And just next thing you know, it went off the cliff. Lost over $1,000. Like that. I could, because I told you. You didn't have a chance to stop it. You didn't have a chance to do anything. And tried again a little bit. I didn't lose all the money that I had in that pool, on that website. Same thing. It's set up. It's set up that the common folk ain't winning. The common folk ain't winning. Somebody said that earlier on here. Somebody said that earlier on the on that guy's YouTube thing. The common folk ain't winning. This is all being controlled. The insiders, especially on unregulated crypto, decentralized crypto, that don't have all the rules and the laws on top of it. The insider trading, well, these guys know mysteriously. And he told us earlier about something that somebody mysteriously opened up a short right before it crashed. And I forget who it was. I don't want to say a lie to you. I don't remember who it was. And he said, that's awfully coincidental when nobody saw this coming. Apparently they did. They made millions. It's all being manipulated to a point. Or they know what's about to get released in the press. You have some people blaming this on the Epstein files, because the Epstein files claim that Epstein was helping fundraise with XRP and Ripple Labs and stuff like that. XLM. Hell, that was 10 years ago, wasn't it? 8 years ago? Why do we give a shit about it now? So because of that, all crypto crashed? No. I don't know. All right, so what new projects are we going to join then? We got 5 new projects. We got 11 votes now. Somebody must have added to join more projects. Tell me what projects we're going to join. Getting in mass chain. I did my video about SDRs. I've had one of y'all text me. I'm glad to see some of y'all are doing the dual SDR on a device thing. Gotta have one in here with me. I got a sense cap I'm about to do the same thing on. I have my 1, 2. So for those who follow me, so far with a 5 amp, because Pi 5s take 5 amps now. With a 5 amp power supply, wall wart power supply, using a Pi 4, I have been able to run a green SDR, which is amplified, a black SDR for mass chain, green SDR for Wingbits, and the Geosigner, which is a power hog, without needing a USB. The only thing, because somebody asked me today, the only thing I have left to try and add and see if the power can handle it, is by adding a Wi-Fi USB dongle. had another one right here too. Okay, see, it's too damn dark. Yep, I don't know what happened to it. But I had a USB dongle right here. The big flat one for Wi-Fi. I gotta clean this up. Yep, here it is. This is the other Wi-Fi, the 5 gig one that somebody asked me about that. Because I got some people saying like, you know, they got a certain box, they don't have room for a powered USB hub. Well, I can't find out. My powered USB hub must be in my bag from when I went and installed that. Now, the only issue I'm having right now is, and again, this thing worked fine here, but the only problem I'm having right now on Mass Chain is my device in Baton Rouge is hooked up. My SDR is online, but but it says Baton Rouge station online, but not receiving AIS information. I don't understand how that's possible, because when you go to the dashboard of Mass Chain for that station, it shows you that I have, 65 signals coming in or 100 signals coming in. So there's got to be a disconnect somewhere. I just haven't had a chance to open a ticket and find out. When you look at the map, I'm not seeing any kind of boats or anything like that. But no. So, I mean, you've had 2 projects. For those of y'all who are in both these projects, 4D Sky, if y'all, I mean, I'm sure all y'all saw my video this morning, but 4D Sky and Mass Chain have had dashboard updates. And with the new model for Mass Chain, your rewards are safe. This is just a new beta, whatever. So your previous rewards are safe. You're now getting T-mast, which, you were going from 100 or whatever it was, T-wake a day. Now you're getting T-mast. I got 4 mast one day. But anyway, what you can see right here is it says, my last upload did not contain any AIS messages. So my Baton Rouge station is online. But only my original station is showing up. My Baton Rouge station is not showing up. I don't know what's going on with that. So this will be the 3rd time in like a week that I got to go down to this place to try to fix either this, or previous that was my Wingbit station. ISP changed something and I had to go down there and do that. So right here, you can see where I'm getting messages. This is my Baton Rouge station, but the viewer does not have anything on it. So I don't know. There are a couple of positions. But it doesn't have that many. So I don't know. I don't know why you would only be getting. I don't know why I would only be getting these. I guess these are channel markers or something like that. I guess these are channel markers. Why would it be picking up that unless this is all uploaded through internet? Maybe I don't know. Again, I haven't had a chance to dig in it too much. That's Mass Chain. Whew. Making sure I don't forget anything in the description. 40 Sky is saying this. The stations are invisible right now. Yes. 40 Sky has also changed Explorers. I tried to look at it last night when I was doing my video, but you can't see where stations are right now. I had an issue with that also where my station was online. I can go to my local IP and hit it, but for some reason, when I went to 40 Sky, it said I didn't have a station online when I first tried to merge it over, and I had to go out there and reboot it, and all of a sudden everything was working great. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. My mic's thing. I said, you would have thought I was drinking that whole bottle of bourbon. So it is Mardi Gras time here. We got Mardi Gras stuff planned all over the place, especially at work. I know some of y'all like to talk about this kind of stuff. This is what I am enjoying right now. The Manny Randazzo King Cake. We talked about this already. The fact that this is what they sell this for is absolutely crazy. $120 for a king cake. So this king cake I have behind me is the traditional medium. And again, it smells so good that it goes right through the plastic. And I tell everybody at work how I can lose weight and diet during the holidays like some people can't, but I absolutely cannot lose weight during carnival season. And it's stupid. Problem is you leave the damn knife in here. So every time you walk by the kitchen, so you know I like to get more icing than that. God, it's stupid. What I really like, because I'm not fat enough, is if you look in here, you can't really see it. It's got like the icing, where the icing kind of comes off the cake and just accumulates on the cardboard. And you just take your knife and you scoop it up, and then you sit there and put it on top of your king cake like an additional topping. I'm telling y'all, you think I'm joking? Cannot lose weight during. Like I'd sit there and lose weight during the holidays back when I was really, really in shape, and then lose all my gains or gain all the losses, whatever losses, whatever you want to call it. Close this up. Put this over here. But king cakes. Y'all thought Hubig's pies are bad. I know some of y'all talk about the Hubig's pies, but Telling y'all, this is why people in the South, especially in Louisiana, were all obese. It's stupid. Because that, and then when we're not eating king cake, we got fried everything. Name it, we fry it. Fried Oreos, fried chicken, fried shrimp, fried oysters, fried catfish, fried tomatoes, fried pickles, fried French fries. I don't know. It's stupid. I'm trying to remember what I saw at a carnival one time. Something they were frying. And I'm like, I haven't even fried that. Like, think about that. I used to do fried broccoli. Fried broccoli was pretty good if you can cook it just right. That was some good shit. True luxuries of life. Yep. No dry. Listen, I joke and I tell everybody. Odin says it sucks because he literally has no dry powder. It's a bad. I know I say this year round, but I just told y'all all my life problems right now, and I still haven't did my taxes yet. Like, it's always something, and I have no dry powder. You know, I joke around, tell people I bought so many dips, I own the damn dip factory at this point. I know a lot of y'all also is like you joking, and I put on a Discord, crypto's on sale, buy the dip. Crypto's on sale, buy the dip. We have nothing left to buy the dip with. I mean, you want to DCA down, but you still have that nagging feeling like right now, Vet's at 0.008. I have no more money. I don't get paid again until next week. So let's say for pretend example purposes, Vet goes back up in 2 months to 2 cents. I'm going to kick myself in the ass for not buying a whole bunch of Vet at 0.008. I'm going to double my money. And that's the thing is, even if you're DCAing on the way down, you still got that feeling in the back of your neck, in the back of your head. You wonder, like, should I just put it all in now? Because if I have, say $500 to DCA, and I'm doing 100, 100, and 100, and my plan is to do 100 all the way down. But if it only comes down this much and then goes back up, now I got $200 dry powder that I could have put in at this level and at least been profiting off of. You see what I'm saying? Like it's welcome to crypto. Or you put it into a project and hope for the best and hope you can just sit back and accumulate tokens. I'm hoping Wingbits helps me pay for my hunting lease this year. I won't be going hunting. You ain't gonna worry about watching no hunting videos in my other YouTube channel, the way it's going. This is just calling my name at this point. Ooh, stress relief. So, what is God saying? Never play with the leverage. Always win. Anybody got anything else? Now, hey, I see, cloud in here. Something that us have influence are starting to get a little headwind of is you're going to start seeing a lot. Let me look exactly at it. You're going to start seeing a lot more. Let me see. Hold on. Remember when the grumpy guy told you all this? Um, you will start seeing a lot more home ASIC miners being pushed in 2026. There's a lot of new cool stuff coming out. So I think what you're going to start seeing is some of these places, your helium deploys, your high fixes, and some of these other ones, you're not going to see a lot of deep pin stuff coming out of them. I think that's kind of cooled off. I think people are realizing, kind of like what some of y'all said, excuse me, that maybe deep pin isn't what's cracked. Not all deep pin. Like some of y'all said, deep pin that was layer 2 that couldn't make it in layer 2, couldn't get investors, couldn't get this, couldn't get that. So then he went to layer 3, basically had the same success. We do have some successful layer 3 deep pin stuff either coming or that's out. But so I wouldn't say it's all of it, but you're going to start seeing a lot less the deep pin stuff and more of I think crypto type mining. Now I see some people pushing for like a Monero thing, but Monero likes to switch algorithms is what this group is that I'm in that's saying. People want a Zcash, want Zcash. Y'all remember when Zcash was going crazy and stuff? Yeah, those were good times. We used to talk about that. But I think you're going to start seeing a lot more push for your lottery miners. Because I think everybody wants, and I think this might be the one people are losing their mind off of. The new Hammer Miner DC06, $500, batch 1, 170 remaining in batch 1. This is a script home lottery miner that has arrived. So this must be what I saw Tech Hustler doing a video on the other day. So this is, again, a lottery miner to hopefully hit a block with Dogecoin and Litecoin. So this is not going to, if it's the traditional type of lottery miner, you're not going to slowly accumulate Dogecoin and Litecoin. It's going to be like the other one. Remember, actually, if you were in last week's live, I kept joking about that I had a better chance of Sydney Sweeney meeting me at Popeyes for some fried chicken. And at Popeyes or whatever, I have a better chance of that happening than me hit a lottery on one of these things. And I actually made, if I can find it, it took a while, but I have a picture of me and Sydney Sweeney eating Popeyes. Now, I'm not in the picture because it was hard enough to get AI to make one of these pictures. And no matter how much I said, put Sydney Sweeney in a bikini, it wouldn't let me. And majority of the websites I try to use wouldn't even use her image because it was against copyright or something like that. And the Popeyes was too. So I just thought it was funny that we were talking about the lottery miners last week. And I said, Grumpy has a better chance of Sydney Sweeney meeting him at Popeyes for a fried chicken sandwich than I do winning the lottery, a lottery miner, Bitcoin, whatever. And I thought that was cool. I made up the picture. My first real delve into AI goofy pictures. But I think $500 is a big, if you're not actually making something out of this and you're just sitting here, these things were cool when they were $99. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I think these were cool when they were $99. These at $95, I keep saying I wouldn't mind getting one of these to play with. Hey, I have 3 AESP32s behind me doing absolutely nothing. One was doing useless brick. The other one was doing, I think, junk coin. The other one might have been doing flatulence. I don't know what the project was called. It was full of flatulence. But I have 3 ESP32s right now behind me doing nothing. That, look, I know they don't have terahashes of hash power, nothing like that. But What the hell else are they doing? They ain't doing nothing. It takes no power. But I mean, like, to me, again, this is not financial advice because I don't know nothing about these things. But I would buy 4 of these before I bought the other one. Now, listening to certain people who know more about these things than I do, from what they said, and they could be saying this just to try to sell a few of these things, but I know they've been talking about these bundles. Like, if you really want them, the bundles are better than any of it. But anyway, from what they're saying, you do have a better chance of hitting a block with Dogecoin, Litecoin, hammer miners than you do the Bitcoin lottery miners. Now, if any of y'all who know way more than me want to tell me, please help me out. I have no idea what the reward is to discover a block for Litecoin or Dogecoin. I don't know how often a block comes along with Dogecoin or Litecoin. Maybe I should know that since I'm the one sitting here talking about it. I didn't do any homework on these. This is just something that somebody was asking me about earlier. And again, in one of the Telegram groups I'm in, Telegram, if I haven't told y'all that yet today. I know I said it 6 times earlier in my other video, but it just seems like, and look, it might just be because nobody's buying ASICs for 10 grand or 6 grand. That hash rate's going up so bad that the miner ain't worth anything by the time it gets delivered to you. So nobody's messing with that. Nobody's buying new deep pin stuff, really. You know, I do sell a 4D Sky here or there. I still sell a Wingbits one here or there, but I'm not moving nowhere that deep pin stuff from these websites like I was. So maybe this is just the closest. If you still want to be in some kind of mining for fun, lining these things up, they got this cool little bracket that you can put on your desk behind you. You know, I don't know. You know, but you got 3 of these at you got 3 of these at 105 mega hash for 775. Well, you got 1.5 terahash for $95. Like, I keep thinking I'm missing something here. Or is there anybody here that still blocks about 1,000? So that's what it is. So there's a Doge block every minute. So now I see why Tech Hustler and whoever I forget who I was watching earlier, they were so excited with these coming out. Y'all remember when they kept saying Dogecoin was going to $1? Those are good times. So hell, 1390 Dogecoin, if you happen to get a block, is $149. So you still need to hit 34 blocks to break even. But again, if you are hitting a block every minute, now we don't know how many of these went out. I'd love to know if I could take an ESP32 and solo mine Dogecoin or Litecoin. That'd be cool. I still say Dogecoin is like the cockroach that won't go away. Litecoin. I want to see Zcash. Boy, look how much this has fell. Hell, we're still up 700% for the year. maybe we should have took this as our hint that this was we were in the alt season bull run. This was November. Maybe we should have took the hint. If Zcash went up like this, I mean, I don't know. Were the signs there and we refused to see it? Or is there anybody believe that we never really had an alt season period? Do y'all, maybe that needs to be my new poll. Was there ever an alt season? Let's see. We have 13 votes right now. If y'all haven't voted, vote for me real quick before I end the poll. And also make sure you hit the like button. Bear Crypto Winners here. What are you doing? Are you stacking and DCAing more? Honestly, if I could add another option, it would be both. It would say both A and D. DCAing more while I drink more bar water bourbon because I can't believe I missed another bull run. Selling it all or joining more projects. Y'all, y'all make sure y'all vote if you haven't voted. I know I'm a couple seconds behind. Let's see how many seconds behind I am. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, 11, 13, 14. Oh, I'm really behind. 15, 16, 17, 8. I'm 18 seconds behind. All right, so everybody had a chance to vote. All right, so we're closing this out. So stacking, DCAing more is what majority of y'all are doing. Second place is joining more projects. So, hey, I'm glad to see that y'all not really completely selling it all. Some people are. And there's always room to drink more bar water bourbon, no matter if you are happy because Wingbits is going TGE, or hey, we're in a bull run, or the bear market's here and we slept too long and we missed the bull run. Let's see. There you go. Did we ever have a bull run in alts? Did we have an alt season? Because I didn't want to put, did we just have a bull run on bull? So because Bitcoin, I showed y'all this in my video last night. Bitcoin still went up 600 something percent. If you were accumulating Bitcoin in the last bear market at $17, $18, $19, $20,000, and it went up $120,000, you made some damn good profits. So you can't say that about Bitcoin. But did the alt season ever come? Did we ever see an alt season? Again, I showed y'all earlier some numbers that shed, yeah, we kind of missed it. You look where Cardano was in the last bull run. Bear market. And you look at where basically everything except Atom. Some tokens. Another thing I said was, I think there's way more altcoins now than there was in the last bull market. But hell, there was a lot more alt tokens in the last bull run than there were the previous bull run. But watching some videos, and I didn't want to listen to it, and some people said a lot of this money went in with ETFs of Bitcoin. And while the Bitcoin ETFs helped Bitcoin a lot, it hurt alts because not a lot of money came back out of Bitcoin to go into these alts like you saw in previous alt seasons. And me, not to understand how a lot of this works, but you do have your flashier altcoins, your Solanas and your Cardanos and your AVAXs, maybe even Atom and Vet to a point, Ethereum, XRP, Binance token. Your investor might be buying those. They're not going to buy WeatherXM token. They're not going to buy some of these project tokens, and like that's just like they don't even know about it. And not only that, but some of them aren't even on CEXs. You know, I had that argument with several people in Wingbits. People like, oh, we don't need to entertain the CEXs. You know, we can just stay on DEXs. And I now, while it ain't my money, it's Wingbits' money to spend. And I understand some of these CEXs want stupid demands and stupid pricing. But we have to be honest. A lot of investors ain't going into a DEX to buy tokens. Some of your crypto traders like us are, but you know, helium being bought up years ago was not done on a DEX. I just don't believe that some big investors, whales, are going into a DEX. They're doing everything from crypto exchanges. Them moving crap around. That's just me. Little baby. Look at Damn It Dave. What's up, Damn It Dave? Little baby alt season. Still looking forward to the next 2 to 6 months. Oh, damn it, Dave. Damn it, Dave. Damn it, Dave. You're gonna make me go drink. With comments like that. Brother, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Because there's a part of me that almost feels like if we are too early for the scheduled bear market and we're starting a bear market early, how bad is the next bear market going to be? If that makes sense. I had somebody make a comment earlier that Trump still got 3 years left in the market. And I'm like, oh, hell. Because these did wonders so far. Listen, I'm conservative first. I've made it no secret. Not a fan. Not a fan of who the other candidate was. And I'm sure I just lost 10 subscribers by saying that. It is what it is. He can't keep this shit up. He can't. Like, there's some things that needs to be done that he was doing, and I'm not going to argue against. Some things, at some point, I understand you don't like the left side, but he doesn't. But at some point, you have to start trying to work together to a point before you just tear the country in a hole. Because it's not only affecting crypto, it's affecting stocks, it's affecting gold, it's affecting a lot of things. So my point I'm trying to make is with Damn It Dave saying that, like, if the man finally calms down, somebody gives him a sedative, he goes and takes a nap, he wants to be just a couch potato who doesn't know what planet he was, like the last president we had. Because I could tell y'all some stories about that one. You know, he gets lost in a garden walking around. You know, maybe things do improve. Maybe he doesn't. You know, what did he say this morning or last night that people lost their minds over? He wants to take the state elections away from the states and run everything with the feds. And people are losing their mind. And like at one point, I used to think he was trolling, but I don't think he's trolling that. Like, he knows he can prove that there was some shenanigans that went on in Georgia, one precinct, one county, whatever. He has the evidence. FBI, whoever it was, once seized the evidence. So he's going to try to use that must be going on in the whole country. And now states can't run their own elections anymore. It's going to be the feds. And people are losing their mind. It affected the market. I was watching the video this morning who talked about that. He can't keep it up. And hey, if there's some good, clear, concise crypto regulations, and we get some more rate drops. But the last thing I heard today is not only are they talking about not dropping rates in the next meeting, there's a hint that they could look at raising them again. Now, is that what this drops from? Because if that is what this drops from, then that's not necessarily a bad thing, because that means the price is baked in. Somebody talked about that earlier. And you better hope it's freaking baked in. Because if we do get another FOMC meeting and they do raise the rates, and this price and that rate raise isn't baked in, we in freaking trouble. You might see a vet at 0.005, a 10-cent Cardano. But they're talking, like, I've seen that from several sources that they are contemplating a rate hike. And maybe that's what this big drop over the weekend was from. And you better hope it. You better hope that if there is a rate hike, that is what this is from. Because if not, we're in fucking trouble. And I know I'm not supposed to curse. That's a very bad word to use. But I don't know how else to describe it. Can y'all imagine that? Can y'all imagine that we don't have a price break baked in? I know some of y'all want to go get baked, especially after listening to me for an hour and a half. But I can go bake some more king cakes. If the price is not baked in, that there's a possible rate hike coming. I don't know when the next FOMC meeting is. I'm sorry. But if there is a rate hike and we don't have that rate hike, price hike baked in, or whatever, rate hike baked in, we're going to see some serious crashing. But are we? Remember when crypto thinks when we think crypto is going to zig, sometimes it zags. Because I can distinctly remember 2 or 3 years ago when we thought we were going to have a rate drop or a rate not drop or something like that. And people were getting prepared in crypto to short or long or whatever like that. And at the 2 o'clock, I remember sitting in my office watching it on TV and watching the market on my other monitor, watching TradingView. And you watching the news, and crypto should be dropping, and crypto's rising. And I can remember watching it, and crypto should be rising, and it's dropping like a rock. Because again, I think it's being manipulated. People are watching it saying, "Hey, crypto. I mean, we having a rate hike, so let's go short the market." And the exchanges said, "Not so fast, my friend. We need to make some money first." They go and inject some liquidity. Token goes up. They wreck some shorts. Then they let it fall. Isn't this a fun game we're playing, ladies and gentlemen? B13, if Solana drops into the 20s, I'm selling a kidney. Because I'm not letting it fall to that again and not taking advantage of it. Because I remember when Solana hit $8, $9, $10, I was buying, $13 buying, and everybody was like, Solana's over with. It's involved in FTX or whatever it was. And it got to like $20. I didn't buy right after that because it got to like $28, $29. I'm like, okay, let's just say maybe they are partially right. I don't want to be out of this money. And I stopped buying. And I could kick myself in the butt. So let me ask you this. B13, not financial advice. Solana drops to 20, 30, $40, and you accumulate more. And then we have a repeat cycle of what we just had. I mean, Solana was at $200, $220, $300. Is there a magic number or a magic percentage that says, hey, I bought at $25. Once I can make 4x of my money, which is $100, or 8x of my money, which is $200, right? I think I'm going to cash them out. Or do you sit there and hope for the elusive $600 and $700 Solana? You know, Solana has a lot of tokens on it. You know, I saw somebody make a comment today that said, yeah, hopefully with what's going on right now, and with Solana doing something, it's going to get rid of a lot of these trash tokens and meme tokens. And I argue with that all day because I think people don't know what the hell they're asking for. These DePIN projects right now in Solana, ladies and gentlemen, they're not lighting up the sky. They're not lighting up the market. You know what a lot of this liquidity coming in and out of Solana is from?
these bullshit crap duplicated meme tokens because they have to burn Solana with every transaction. What they have to do, send 2 or 3 transactions every time they create one. They might be making more than that, but guess what? They're still burning and using Solana. I don't care if they're making, maybe, look, I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Oh, it makes Solana look bad. Really? You don't think nobody else is making meme tokens? Hell, Bitcoin, every time there's a virus in a computer, send me so much Bitcoin. I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about use case, use, liquidity, token being spent, burned, whatever happens, the transacted, whatever word you want to use. These bullshit crap meme tokens are using up Solana. They're being transacted, they're being burned, they're being spent. People have to buy them to go make meme tokens, whatever you want to call it. That's still good for the blockchain. Oh, I hope they get rid of all that. What's it hurting you? B13, you're now going to be muted for the rest of don't come in here with that bullshit. That was for you, B13. Don't come in here with that bullshit. I always said I would never, ever, ever drink on video. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble by YouTube or anything, but what you just said, if I would have bought Solana with my COVID government check and staked it, it was close to $1 million. Dude, I have to go after that one. I think I'm going to sit on my toilet and have diarrhea while I polish off this bottle. And I don't even ever drink bourbon straight, but that right there caused me to drink the bourbon straight. Like, just reading that wants me to just to take a step back from crypto and rethink a lot of things. And listen, all jokes aside, I'm not laughing, I'm being dead serious. Let's get serious for a moment. Put the cork back on top of the bottle. I love Wingbits. Let me say that first before I go any further. Wingbits, put some effort into Mash Chain for these guys set up because they sent me one. Let's pretend those 3 just don't exist. There's a part of me that says, when you read shit like that, I ain't screwing with these D-Pins projects no more. I'm just going to go back to what I was doing in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and just buy tokens. How can you read that and not think that way? And listen, I know my channel is based on D-Pin, and people think it's a D-Pin channel, but it's really not meant to be a D-Pin channel. It's meant to be a crypto channel. It's meant to bring all of us together. I feel like a lot of us are family. All jokes aside, some of y'all have been with me with the previous crap project, which I had a text today that there was a D-Fly sighting on Discord. I don't know what the accuracy of that is, so I'm just warning people. Watch out. I don't know if that Discord got re-engaged for some reason because they were looking for something. Might be trying to get some information, maybe coming out with another project and trying to get some information from people. But somebody told me that server showed up on the left side of their Discord. And if any, look, I don't know anything about Discord. The bot does a lot for me, and I got 2 or 3 good mods that help me out. Y'all explain to me how all of a sudden a project that's been down and I've been blocked from it forever since I did my video. I don't know if any of y'all were still in D-Fly towards the end. I know most of y'all were kicked out. It could have just been a coincidence. I'm just telling y'all, beware. A lot of people lost thousands and thousands of dollars, and that project never sent anything out to nobody. Other than one person who I am friends with, but one person who swears he got something from them. So beware. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, I know this project, and people said this is my grumpy dad is a Discord, I mean a D-Pin crypto channel, but it's I got my start by doing how-to videos talking about projects, and I don't do a lot of TA, so it's hard to be a crypto YouTube channel when you don't do TA, so you almost have to do the projects. But my point I'm trying to make is, you read that, and how do you sit here and say, what the hell just happened? That you want to go back to this. What the hell just happened? I got some kind of split screen that I don't know what happened. All right, let's try this again. Okay. What was I saying? Okay. So how do you read that on y'all's thing and say, you know what? I ain't screwing with that. I'm going back to this. I'm going back to making 5 cents a day with WeatherXM. I'm going to go ahead and put my effort into a project that's going to make me 7 cents a day, like Natix, that every day you have to set this thing up on your dashboard. Entropy, that we were making damn good money. And listen, I understand with Entropy. I thought, hey, the project, our rewards would go down as far as the number of tokens, because we're going from however many ESP32 devices we had all the way to, they were selling, what was it, 2,000 devices. I understood that my tokens that was making this many, the tokens will go this. But I also thought there'd be more transactions as far as mining reward and stuff, that the price would hold. I didn't think the price would take, what was it, a 90% drop. That's the part I didn't anticipate, because I knew with Entropy that if you did try to sell, you were kicked out the project, which I don't even know if they're enforcing anymore. On Accord can't even get on CoinMarketCap. Chirp, I just showed y'all I was making $20-something a day on Chirp. That's down to $67 now, or whatever it was I was making on Chirp. I'm making now 67 cents a day. GeoNet, we were making, what was it, $12 a day or whatever that was at one point. Now you're making $1 a day, $1.73 a day. Luckily with EarnApp, I got 15 computers on it, so I'm making $100 every 2 weeks on that. But my point is, maybe DCAing is. But I know there's some of y'all who told me, like, y'all think DCA is bullshit too. I've seen videos that said DCA is bullshit. Your boy that we follow sometimes on YouTube, who I show y'all some of his videos, who keeps telling us, do not buy the dips. Buy the dips 2 or 3 times, and after that, you abandon that token, you hold it on the side, don't sell it. And what the hell's his name? You know, I don't know. Oh, what's his name? The Crypto Factor. Listen, some people don't like his delivery. Some people think he's an a-hole, bigger than me. But there's been a lot of stuff that he's been right on. You got to give it to him. The dude survived cancer, I think, twice or something. Listen, I don't mind sitting there plugging other YouTube channels. I'm not like some other people. Supposedly he called this Bitcoin. I haven't watched this video, but I saw somebody on X talking about it. Supposedly he called this Bitcoin drop. He told people a while back to take profits. But the Crypto Factor dude seems like he knows what the shit he's doing. I don't know. Brutal numbers, I will not deny, that will discourage you from expanding. It is. I mean, the stats don't lie. Like the coach used to tell me when I would screw up in football. Stats don't lie and the film don't lie. You got both. You know. Now, you let a good bull market come in and a lot of these prices go up a good bit. Well, now your 5 cents a day are making you 25 cents a day, $1 a day. You know, but how much realistically can we see all this stuff go up? I mean, do we really see Demo getting back to numbers that they used to be at when they were a hot item? Yeah, people are abandoning it left and right because people like me who say, I got 11 months left on my 5 Demo macarons for free subscription. I'm making, forget what the hell it is, a couple of cents a day, a couple of cents a week per macaron. I think I'm making $3 a month per macaron, if I remembered it right from last night. Why would I pay a $6 a month subscription for the lighter subscription that doesn't even give you data from your vehicle? Why would I pay that? And I still have to hope there's a helium device somewhere. Because if I wouldn't have provided my own helium device where my son's going to school at, his Demo device would have been offline by now. So we don't think Demo's going to do that? Do you think Nadix is coming back to that? You know, I don't know. You know, do you only look at current D-pin projects coming out right now and looking forward and scrub the rest? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just talking about my mind right now. Jay Styles, listen, you joke. You joke. But that is a highly, if you're a betting man, I would take the over on that one. Highly, possible scenario. I will say that. I won't repeat it on this YouTube because you never know. But I look at myself that I'm hoping Wingbits goes way higher than we all think it's going to go. Again, if you're a betting man, if you look at the odds are highly stacked against it right now in this market. You know, what was it, about 3 weeks ago, we found another project that had tokens at the 25-cent range that had the same amount of token supply. I wish I would have never found that. You know, if Wingbits can stay between a penny to 2 pennies, I will be highly ecstatic, surprised, but ecstatic. And that's only because the crypto market is in the funk it's in now. If the crypto market was a little bit higher and a little more positive, like it was a couple of weeks ago, I would have said over 2 cents was highly likely. But you know, with me having 1 million tokens, 15 miners a day, plus the 5 I'm splitting with friends, technically puts me at about 20. I guess you can kind of say 18 when you think I'm getting a third of those other 5. You know, I'm sitting in a better spot than some of y'all. But for some of y'all who only have 1 miner going, 619, wherever he's at, I can't believe he missed another live. I'm very upset with him if anybody sees him. But somebody like, you know, if he has, well, I know he has more than 1 station, but no, somebody who has 1 station just sitting there making 60, 70 tokens a day. That's what I feel for. Because but I know they got a lot of momentum. Get a good evaluation. You know, I would love to see a 10-cent wing. But I mean, even at a penny, I got 10 grand worth. I'm not selling it all because that's the one good thing with Wingbits is that they're only releasing those tokens in certain intervals from testnet, including your bonus ones. So they're preventing this big toilet dump. But I still say, I don't care what this token's worth. People are watching what has happened to every other project before that one. Every other project. Just like I said earlier, I hate to say this, but why wouldn't you sell? I love Wingbits to death. I think they're going to be highly successful. They have multi-year contracts signed at a more expensive rate. That right there should show you that they're going to be successful. But the odds are stacked against them as far as the token price is concerned. Because Grumpy, I'm not pulling it up again. Grumpy's rule number 7 or 8. A project can be successful in mining rewards suck. Or you could have mining rewards that are good, but the project sucks. I think it's going to be the first thing, if anything, first thing with Wingbits. I think Wingbits is going to be a successful project. I mean, right now, Helium is still a successful project. You have companies using their IoT network. That's a success. They've been in business now for 8 years. How's that not rated a success? 8 years. Their mining rewards suck and how they handle miners sucked, but it's still a success. Right? Now, in the perfect world, Wingbits, token rewards good, but if you have nothing but selling pressure I don't know if they're gonna, over 365 days for the year, are they gonna slowly, like a faucet, slowly give us our mining rewards for the previous year? Or every month, are we gonna get a certain amount from testnet broken up into 12 payments? Like, I don't know exactly how it is, but you almost kind of hope it's broken up into every day just to help with the selling pressure. But I don't know who's going to buy it. I just don't think you got people who are buying projects because they think it's going to be successful. I don't know. Beat 13 says, I don't even track my demo Chirp Rewards anymore. I'm going to tell you right now. If y'all told me that the Chirp KAGE app has not rewarded in 2 months, I couldn't argue with you. Like, I have not looked in 2 months. I run it every day just because it's a habit now. When I get in my truck, I'm running my this, and I'm running this, and I'm running this, and I'm running this. I have Chirp KAGE running right now in my room, tethered to my other phone, just to run it. Because I also have Grass running on that phone also. It's a phone that I have. If I quit running Grass and Chirp on it, it's going to go in my dresser and not be used. It's an Android. I can't stand Android phones. Just like I got another phone that runs Natix. Doesn't have service on it, like the Android doesn't have service on it. But I'm not going to check the rewards. The only reason I check rewards now is because so I can show y'all. But like Chirp, that is what I'm making on my Chirp Blackbird, which is more depressing. I don't even know what the hell I'm making on the Chirp KAGE app because it just pisses me off because some of y'all, I see some people in the Chirp KAGE Discord talking about how they're getting 10 and 12 of these beacons a day. And I found 3 so far. And how many months we've been doing this? Yeah, I don't know. Oh. What else? What been going on? We're going on 2 hours now. I know I'm just a depressing, sad. Y'all definitely didn't come to this live for a ray of positivity. That's for sure. I don't know. You got, I'll end on a positive. You have some people who are still out there on YouTube on X saying this is just a blip on the radar. In a couple of weeks, a couple of months, we're gonna be laughing at ourselves for being this depressed. Trust me. I hope they are right. I 100% hope they're right. We'll see. We'll see who's right. You know, do I think what I'm trying to say is, even if that is correct, do you still see some of these projects? Trying to highlight. Do you still see some of these projects having a big bounce back? Even if it would, even if we get a new bull market in a month, do you really see these projects like this one, this one, this one? Do you? You know, and then you have this one that even if it does have a bull run and a positive price action, they're going to go and take the shotgun and shoot themselves in both ankles come June 1st. Now you see why halving is so bad every year? Because even if you start gathering momentum again in your price, you're about to shoot yourselves in the foot. Because you're about to go from $1.73 a day to 86 cents ish. That's if you don't drop anymore. But I like GeoNet. I love GeoNet. I think GeoNet has a great project going. It's another one that's got much, if that's the word to use cases, customers. That goes the example right there of a good, successful deep pin project that I don't know what it's going to be worth it on the miner side. I still argue this. I know I'm repeating myself. I still argue when GeoNet splits in 5 months, 4 months, 3 months, 3 months and 27 days, and that device is making you 80 cents a day. Who is going to buy a GeoNet station that's going to take you a year and a half to ROI? Because I still think they need fresh blood coming in. I don't know. Anything can happen. Oh, then you're right. We're gonna wrap this up at 9:00 on that. Anything can happen. I'm gonna take my own advice. Grumpy's rule number 12. When you think it's gonna zig, it's gonna zag. We all thinking we're going into this horrible bear market. Maybe this is the biggest zigzag, and maybe some of y'all just want to go roll up a zigzag. I don't know. Maybe we never. Maybe Combiner comes through and rules them all with brush up. I'm still brushing twice a day to get my rewards. I don't know. B13, 10,000%. I 10,000% agree with you that if you really do believe in any of these projects, instead of buying a device, especially like GeoNet, if you really think GeoNet's going to have this big bounce back, you're better off buying that token. I've said that many times, and I 200% agree with that. Odin, a lot of people just like fast money, and I cannot blame them, but that is a risk too. You're right. And I have did more than one video on, I gotta lean back, my back's killing me. I have did more than one video on helium spoiled us all. Because even if you weren't with helium, or even if you came into helium late, or unfortunately it took you 2 years to get your devices from a helium distributor, you still heard the stories. Because while, yes, Grumpy did make $5,000 in 17 days on one station on helium, you had people who still came in a little bit later than that and still made thousands of dollars in the long run. I'll never forget there's a guy in Baton Rouge who had like 12 stations. Because at one time, Helium allowed DIY stations. Oh, God, if I could have got in at that time. This guy had like 20 DIY stations around Baton Rouge. And he had over $1 million worth of Helium. Now, what happened to it after that? Did he cash it all out? Did he hold it too long? Did he cash to the top? I have no idea. No idea, because they called him spoofing at some point because he was so stupid. In Angola, which is the state penitentiary for death row inmates and stuff, Angola in Louisiana, they have a big rodeo every year. He put the letter H in their agricultural field because a lot of the inmates there worked the farms, and like part of their little rehabilitation, I guess, whatever you want to call it. They planted, different things in their farm and stuff like that they had up there. And he put a letter H with his stations because that's how bad he was spoofing stations. He didn't give a shit, but he still had $1 million. Supposedly he ran some kind of data center up there, so he could put external IPs on everything. But I think Helium spoiled us. Hey, a lot of y'all made damn good money with Demo in the beginning. A lot of y'all made damn good money with Honeygain. I watched videos of Honeygain. I bought a Honeygain until I canceled it. But y'all made damn good money with that. I could only hope that Wingbits and 4D Sky and even Mass Chain to a point is partially as good, beneficial, whatever word you want to call that as Helium was. Some people take it way too far. I think that some people just want to see their effort mean something. I think I have to believe that majority of the people who are getting in deep in these days know they're not going to see a Helium level of thing, a Helium level of rewards. Helium in its prime, when you were making 16 to 20 tokens per day. Tokens were worth a couple of dollars a piece, and it was going on its way up because there were so many devices being onboarded, and all those fees were going to H&T. It was pumping that token price up. So even though we were going from 15 to 20 tokens a day to 15 to 12 to 12 to 10, you were still making $7 and $8 tokens per day at 10 of them a piece. I think people realize that those days are done. But I don't think people are going to get into a project thinking, hey, we're going to make 7 cents a day either. And some people who might just be dipping their toes into deep in, I think when they realize some of these numbers, I might be doing a disservice to deep in by putting these numbers here. Because you might get new people coming in saying, I ain't wasting my time making 5 cents a day. You do B13's idea. Hey, but I really like this GeoNet project, Rover project, Anacoy project, eventually Wingbits project, 4D Sky project. So instead of me going to spend, I don't have $1,000 to spend on a 4D Sky one. Or I want to start making tokens today, making profit or whatever. So they're going to take that $1,000 for 4D Sky, and as soon as the token's available, buy the token. A certain level, you should know the cash out instead of losing $1 million. Well, I don't have $1 million to lose. Never had $1 million to lose. For him, I guess, but when he was making that hand over fist money and he had 20 or 30 devices, think about it. Again, I know I keep repeating myself, but just follow me. I made $5,000 in 17 days on one station. Can you imagine what he made with 20 stations? Because we know he was taken out of that $1 million pot. Because it would go that draw down some and then go right back up. He had 20 stations. Then 15 stations, then 10 stations. And eventually now they're gone. But I think like for people like us, the peons, when do you start taking profits? Because you don't know if it's going up. This is the doesn't matter if it's this or stocks. You know, we all say that, man, if I would have gotten Bitcoin, like I tell everybody, and this, I'll leave y'all on this story again. You know, I'm sure some of y'all heard the story. My cousin was a software engineer, 2012 in Seattle, which was back then the software computer capital of the world. That's where all software and stuff was coming out of, Microsoft and stuff like that. He tells me, we meet him talking, discussing computers, and he tells me about Bitcoin. Back then, I was in the gym every day religiously, 6 days a week. If I missed one day in the gym, I showed up on Saturday and Sunday, whatever day it was. But I was in there five days, guaranteed 5 days. I had a routine, bodybuilder routine. Like I was slim and trim. But I knew those other guys who were really trying to compete, who were using those special additives, you know, in the buttocks. You know, I knew what they were buying, and you know, I knew what they were buying it with. This new crap called Bitcoin, because I would see it in the weightlifting forums that I was on back then, and people talking about this Bitcoin thing, and I never understood it because I knew people were buying Bitcoin and they were buying it for $1 a coin today, and then tomorrow it was only worth 25 cents, and that blew my mind. That like, who the fuck would buy this? I just bought $100 worth of this imaginary electronic token. And back then, like you didn't have like wallets. You had like this whole program you had to download to manipulate it, to send it, to hold it, to do like it just blew my mind. And I knew about computers. I was building computers back then. And I'm like, who the hell's buying this token that today you're buying it for $1.10 and tomorrow it's worth 30 cents? There's no way. And then he told me about it, and I'm like, dude, I'm not touching that stuff. That's what them guys are buying all them enhancement stuff from Iran and stuff and overseas from. I'm not touching that. Well, yeah, he's got 130 something Bitcoin still, and I got 0.2. But my point I'm getting with all of this is let's be honest. You bought Bitcoin at $10, $12, $20, $100, $1,000. Do you really think right now whoever is watching this video, the 20 or 10, 12 people I have right now watching this video, if you would have got in at Bitcoin at $10 and $12, would you have made a little money and then bought a pizza with those 21 Bitcoin like that guy did or whatever that story is? Or would you have held on to it to 120,000, 140,000? Let's be honest. If we bought Bitcoin at $1 and $12, half of us would have sold it at 100, maybe 1,000, maybe even 10,000. Think about profit. Think about where you would have been at. You bought 100 tokens at $2. Look where you at. Like, dude, that's my point. Is like at some point everybody's gonna have like, what's that breaking number? You know, I have one guy who I'm friends with who used to mine. He had a sea can in his backyard, a big shipping thing, and had it filled with old ASICs. Who swears to me, he still has one full Bitcoin left, one complete full Bitcoin. He's had it since it was $40,000. At what point are you going to sell it? You know, it's up to 120,000. At what point are you going to sell it? You going to wait till it's 200? You going to wait till your kids have it? And some, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the decision that I think if I individually asked all 11 of y'all watching this right now, or 12 of y'all watching this right now, I think each one of y'all would have kind of a different answer. And I don't think it's for any of us to answer for each other. You got to sell when you think it's comfortable for you to sell, and you can live with the fact that, hey, if it quadruples in a month, or if you hold it and it sinks by quadruple in a month, are you fine with it? Hell, I mean, I've been through this before. Luckily, my Exodus wallet didn't really go up that much, so it can't go down that much, or can it? So I don't know. I'm just gonna accumulate and pray and drink some bottled water bourbon, but with this time with Diet Coke. B13 can't be telling me that crap no more, making me drink on YouTube lives. I'm gonna get kicked off. Oh, then like I'm gonna tell you, I mined my ass off. I don't know what the hell I did with it. It's been moved around, shuffled around so much. I told everybody, I had ASICs, Litecoin ASICs, Bitcoin ASICs, Zcash ASICs, GPUs mining Ethereum, 3 or 4 GPUs, whatever that was. And I know I didn't really cash it out. Like, it's just been moved around. I bought some of this token, did something that I might have bought into a project or something. I don't know. I can tell you, I don't remember, maybe a little bit of the Ethereum. I might have cashed out when I needed some money for something, a little bit. But I don't remember really cashing that much out and going and from Coinbase and going into my checking account with it or nothing like that. Now lately I've had to do it with my Crow, and that's disgusting. But I gotta pay bills and live. Really gotta reimburse that Crow. That's on over my head also. All right, boys and girls, I'm just rambling on and on now. It's time for me to go get a real drink, eat some of this king cake, and make myself feel a lot better about this dip. I appreciate everybody who's followed along. Make sure you hit the like button for me. We'll be back Thursday with another depressing live. Hopefully we have some new news. Hopefully we have a couple of days in that we can see kind of where this is going. New news, government shutdowns not happening, whatever. It maybe we start trending up a little bit and we're like, you know what? Tuesday was funny. We can all laugh about it. B13 made a funny joke and made Grumpy drink straight out the bottle he was only supposed to be using as a demo, as a funny joke, that kind of stuff like that. We'll see what Thursday brings. I'm doing a lot of stuff right now with these Meshtastic nodes and mesh core nodes, and gotta try to go. I don't want to go to Baton Rouge tomorrow. But I'm gonna have to go to Baton Rouge tomorrow. I think I left my sunglasses there, $200 Maui Jim sunglasses. Can't find them anywhere. I think I left them there when I was working there Saturday, if they're still there. And gotta try to get my mask chain back online. I want to swap my mesh core device out too. So I got a lot of stuff going on. This Saturday got a big tower climb, so I won't be doing a video then. Got stuff for work going on. Look, it's busy. It's crazy busy. Mardi Gras here, doing some stuff in the city of New Orleans again for Mardi Gras. Been talking to those guys about that. Working on our ops plans and plans for that with different things I can't talk too much about until after. But if y'all follow my videos last year, y'all know what we do for that. So we'll see, But I appreciate again all support. And we'll see what happens. Any news, I'll make sure I drop it in the Discord, drop it on the X or whatever. And hey, if y'all got any news, bring it to the Discord. Share it with everybody. If y'all find another project like Helium, share it. So thank y'all. Appreciate Odin, B13 for participating so much. And damn it, Dave, for coming in and out. And I appreciate it. CapturGO migration deadline, February 4th. So wait, now you're going to make me stop. CapturGO migration deadline, February 4th. Is that something that we have to do for that? Because I didn't have to do anything. I've just been running it. So you just have to open it and make sure it's running for the CapturGO? Mine just spins and says loading profile. I mean, I can see my map and stuff like that. But when I go to settings, it just says loading your profile. Or is there an app update that I have to download? It looks like the app just updated. From beta, yes. Or is that something you got to do in the dashboard? I don't even see it in the damn app store. Oh, new app's not released. Should have got an email. Is it through the dashboard? Let's see. CapturGO. I see migrate. Did I participate in V1 testing? Yes, I guess. So I do see that. See the migrate up here. If you migrate before the V2 app is released, you will not be able to earn or transfer any new points to the new app until it launches. Once you migrate, you can't log into V1, cannot earn. So why would I want to do this now then? Shouldn't I have to wait for the app? February 4th is the release. Push deadline of February 14th. All right, so we're gonna take a deep breath on that. All right. Got it. Got it. Let me see. Is there a oh, here's the Discord. Damn, did I miss this last night? I don't know. Once migration complete, important deadline. Migration cutoff the date is February 14th. If you do not migrate by this date, you will not be able to retrieve your account or reward. So I'm gonna make sure I do a video after the app is for sure released and giving enough people time to make sure I do a video and let everybody know, go migrate. I appreciate y'all. Keep me up on that. So that's why we one big happy family here. I'm not even worried about the bourbon at this point. I just want some of this king cake behind me again. I didn't eat dinner tonight, so it's king cake for dinner. Welcome to New Orleans. New Orleans. All right, boys and girls. It's 9:20. I'm tired. Gotta go. Eat my little piece of king cake, go take a shower, and go crash, I guess. Dream about $5,000 helium days. So thank you all for watching. See you all on the Discord. Somebody get the lights on the way out. Again, I just want to thank everybody for the support that y'all bring to the channel. And see y'all Thursday night.